What up, people? Welcome back to Trucker Logic. I'm Rob, and today we're going to cover the trans insanity. There's probably going to be some more videos about this in the future, but right now, this is the first one. And look, I think we all realize that this trans shit flies in the face of logic completely. And you know I'm all for bringing logic back. So everything that flies in the face of logic is my enemy. And I think we should all stop pretending that this trans thing is an issue about being compassionate and caring and tolerant of other people. Because, look, in Western countries, trans people have the same rights as everybody else. They can all get jobs, they can go to school, they can get education, they can get paid for what they work for. They can even walk down the street, with a beard and a dress and scream out to everybody that they're a real woman, and nothing will happen to them. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to get thrown off a building. They're not going to get fucking executed like in most other countries that are not Western democracies. That shit just wouldn't be accepted. So to run out there and say that, we're anti-trans society or an anti-trans population is total bullshit. It's a fucking lie, and everybody knows it. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. So part of the way to beat this trans shit back into its box, along with the woke shit. The trans shit is just part of the woke agenda. It's just part of it. And the woke shit has to stop. It has to stop. It's fucking up our lives and our countries and our societies. It's breaking our societies down. And if we want this to all end without violence, then it's time for people to start standing up and using their voices so that it doesn't come to violence. Because if people keep cowering in a corner, or people keep being afraid to be called transphobic, racist, Hitler, Nazis, whatever the hell they're afraid of getting called of, then eventually this insanity is going to end up in violence. Because what the left wants and what the woke want is they want to force everybody to accept their ideology, no matter how crazy it is, no matter how insane it is. And that's the same thing with the trans shit. They want to force it on everybody. They don't even try to advocate for it. The reason why they don't debate or argue or discuss is because they know they can't defend their positions, and so the only other way to get their positions across to the rest of the world is to force it on everybody, and that is just not going to work. You are going, with that approach, you are going to unleash a violent backlash at some point. And if the people on either side don't want this violent backlash, it's time for everybody that can think logically and think clearly to stand up now and go against it. Even if that means you're going to lose friends, even if that means that other people won't like you, even if it means you're going to get called a transphobe or a homophobe or whatever the fuck, who cares? Who cares? You know what matters? Truth. You know what matters? Reality. You know why? Because those are the things that we're living in. You can't avoid the truth. You can't avoid reality. No matter how much you wish it, no matter how much you hope it, no matter how much you try to force it on everybody, reality will win in the end, and that's going to be the case with the trans thing, the woke shit, and all that stuff.
Fixed
in
camera
the end,
in
reality
1
will
kilometer.
win. And I can tell you, the majority of the Western world is not on the side of this trans insanity. I guarantee it. They may say they are, but they're doing it to virtue signal, just like with Ukraine, just like with COVID, all that shit. They're doing it to virtue signal. We've got a real problem. In America, we've got a real problem with one side doing absolutely everything, including sacrificing their own children to this trans insanity. Absolutely everything, just to piss off the other side. Now, that's not a good reason to do something, just to piss off the other side. It depends what the consequences are. But to actually sacrifice your own children and let them get mutilated by criminal doctors, and be able to, or just to be able to say that you have trans kids, so that's the new popular shit. You know what I'm saying? That is sick, you're insane, and you should be put in prison if you're that kind of person. You should be put in prison. You're a child abuser. You're a child abuser because you are using your child as a pawn just to anger a Trump supporter or a person on the right or somebody who doesn't agree with you. Because nobody's gonna fucking convince me that these people who are transing their kids actually believe that that's the right thing to do. It's never been like that in history. It's not like that now. It's all about virtue signaling. It's all about being part of the club. It's all about belonging. It's all about being able to say, well, I have 2 trans kids. You only have 1 trans kid? I have 2. And then you're the great wine-drinking soccer mom. You're the best in the neighborhood. You're the king of the hill in that neighborhood and around your friends who aren't your friends because you're lying to yourself and to everybody else. Don't come telling me that any parent with any size brain believes that this is the way to go. Believes that when your kid comes home and says, oh, I want to be a girl, that the first thing you should do is go and put them on pharmaceutical medication and go chop off their balls. No parent in their right mind thinks that's the right fucking thing to do, and anybody who says that they think that is a liar and a child abuser and should have their kids removed from their house, should be put in prison for child abuse if they made any move at all to start transing their children. The only exception is the 0.00001% chance that your kid is actually, truly body dysmorphic or dysphoric or whatever the hell it is. If that's really true and it's been diagnosed by multiple psychologists or psychiatrists that actually take a look at the mental state of that child and they determine this child is truly body dysmorphic, body dysphoric, whatever you call it, then hey, that's another story. But you can't tell me that this giant increase in trans kids, trans teenagers, is because they've been hiding their true identity all these years in fear of persecution by society. That's bullshit. We know it's bullshit. The trans kids are the emo kids of my time in school. You know, the black fingernail painting, black eye makeup wearing, black clothing wearing, sad emo kids that were at my school and all of our schools that are people that are my age and went to school in America. We've had the emo kids. Those are today's trans kids. You know what I'm saying? Today's trans kids, they're trans because they want to be part of the popular group. They want to be part of the group. That's a very big motivator for teenagers and children. And so they're going to go on whatever bandwagon they're going to go on. But I bet if you ask one of these trans boys in school, you know, how trans they are, you know what I'm saying? If they're so trans that they're willing to get on their knees and start blowing boys, I bet you they're not going to do that because they're not really trans. You know what I'm saying? They're not really trans. It's bullshit. Stop letting the kids run the show. You know what I'm saying? It used to be that adults would lead adolescents and children into reality, would tell them, no, you're wrong, would tell them, no, this is not the way to go, this is not the way to act. But instead of that, the adults are letting the children run the show, and it's turning into what I said before, you know, in my other videos, that we're letting the adolescents, permanent adolescents, adults that never get out of adolescenthood, you know, they are pulling on the strings of power at this moment, and that's dangerous because adolescents don't think logically. They don't. Adolescents don't think logically at all. And that's part of the growing up. Part of being a teenager is learning from mistakes and failures. But these people don't ever get to learn from their mistakes and failures because their mistakes and failures are seen as, you know, reasons to get promoted. It's insane. And we all know it's insane. We know that the trans thing is insanity. It's insanity. You know what I'm saying? And we need to stop it. We need to stop it. And the way to do it is to start standing up. To start standing up against it. And I'm sorry if that's going to cost you some friends. I'm sorry if that's going to cost you maybe your job. I'm sorry if people aren't going to like you because of it. Because the thing is, if you're a parent and you've got a daughter, your job as a parent is to protect that daughter. You know what I'm saying? And if your daughter is at school and she has to deal with
end of tailback
she has to deal
in 500 meters.
Boys coming into her dressing room or into her shower room or into her bathroom, and she has to deal with boys coming in there, you know what I'm saying, robbing her of her private space. You as a father or a brother or hey, even a boyfriend at school, you know, it is your job to make that stop. It doesn't matter what the school says the rule is. It doesn't matter what the law says the rule is. Stop fucking being such a coward. Protect your daughters. Do it. That's your job. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't do it, if you go along with it and tell your daughters, look, there's nothing I can do about the trans boy, you know, taking away all the trophies on your team. There's nothing I can do about the trans kid pulling out his dick in your dressing room or showering with you guys. I'm sorry. That's just the new world we live in, guys. You got to deal with it. If you're that kind of father, you're a pussy. You're probably going to lose your wife, and you're definitely going to lose the respect of your daughter, because that's not what women want. Women don't want pussified loser men who can't stand up for what's right and can't stand up for truth. And they're too pussified to do anything because they're scared of everything. Scared of what people think of them. Scared of losing their job. Scared of being called a transphobe or a homophobe. Look, fuck off. Just own it. Yeah, okay. If that's what you're going to call me, I'm a transphobe. We need to stop discussing with these people, because we're all discussing with these people on their level. And we need to quit doing that. You know what I'm saying? Let them call you whatever they want and embrace it. Just go, look, that's right. I'm a transphobe, but that doesn't matter, because this transphobe is not going to let any boy shower with my fucking 14-year-old daughter. It's insanity, people. Stop fucking doing it. And let me tell you, I'm going to go with one more thing. You know what I'm saying? Look, I can guarantee you, men that are growing up now, men out there, married with kids or married without kids, if you're a married man and your default is pussified woke shit, eventually you're going to lose the respect of your woman, because women don't want pussified woke men. You know what I'm saying? They don't want that. They may say they want that. They don't. I'm telling you right now, they don't. You're the guy that's going to get cheated on. You're the guy that's going to lose the respect of your daughters. And if you want that, then keep going on this road you're going on. Let boys take advantage of your kids going to, when they're at school sports. Let boys go ahead and parade their dicks around in your kids' locker rooms. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. You'll see I'm right. So it's time to stop this insanity. And the only way it's going to work is if more and more people keep opening their mouths, like I'm trying to do with the videos. And I invite everybody, if you're too scared to put your face on a video, if you're too scared to stand up at a school board meeting, or stand up against the school administration, or stand up in public, look, send me an audio recording of something that you don't agree with. I'll publish it on my channel. I just want to show these politicians and the people that are running the show that the majority of the people are not with them on this deal. Majority of the people are not on the side of wokeness, transness, and all this craziness. The most people just aren't. They're just too coward to do anything or say anything. So I'm inviting anybody to send me an anonymous recording of anything that they disagree with. Send me an anonymous recording without your face, and I will publish it on my YouTube video, on my YouTube channel, on my Rumble channel. I know I'm not big at all right now. I've got maybe 4 subscribers as of today, but maybe one day we'll be able to make it bigger and get these voices out there. But if you have a little bit of courage and you don't want to do it like that, you're going to have to stand up and show people you don't agree with this shit. And that means starting in your own communities. And also, boys at school, if you're a high school kid or a middle school kid that has got a girlfriend, and some boy whips their dick out in her bathroom or in front of her, I'll tell you what would have happened if that was in my day with my girlfriend. If that would have happened, trans, doesn't matter. I would have solved that problem right then and there. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a guy with a girlfriend and you can't even stand up for her because you're too much of a pussy, then you're going to lose her too, and you're going to learn the hard way with a bunch of heartache that this approach of, oh, well, I can't really do anything. What will people think? And what will people say? Me. You know what I'm saying? All that shit is baby talk. It's baby talk bullshit. People need to start growing some balls and going against this crap. Do it, people. I'm telling you. It has to stop. Because now we can still stop it with words. We can still stop it with talking. And if we don't stop it like this, the only other way in the end it's going to turn out is there's going to be violence on the streets, because the woke and the left are not going to be able to force this down everybody's throats. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So do something what you can, people. Protect your kids, protect the girls. That's what you got to do. Peace.